Okay, so today we're talking about stress. And let me change my camera. We'll get right to the lesson. Okay. So stress is a state of worry, or mental and physical tension, and the body's response to physical, mental, or emotional pressure. And it's a natural human response. So it used to be that we needed it to run away from the lions and tigers and bears to keep us safe. So it's nothing like wrong with us if we feel like we have some stress. So there's my little lion chasing me. Okay, it also occurs when we think we are in a situation we cannot manage or control. It's helpful, though, when we want to avoid failure and we desire to do something or we desire to do something and or it has a deadline. So stress helps us go ahead and do it. That's why some of us only function on deadlines. There's many coping mechanisms, though, we use for stress. And some of them are unhealthy behaviors that cause stress and may disconnect us from our feelings. So stress eating. I have a muffin here, but whatever it is for you. I like chips and salsa, but I also like sugar. And I like the crunch of the chips and salsa when I'm feeling stress. But just think about if food is one for you. Another one is hiding. And this is another one I like to do. I think I like to do most of them. So go hide in the cave and run away so nobody can see me. Another one is shopping. So we like to shop to get us away from stress. This is something I used to do. Not so much, but going to a store still makes me happy. Mindless scrolling on the internet is another one. And most of us do this when we feel like we get in an uncomfortable situation, like standing in the grocery store line and somebody's talking to us, or we feel stressed. That we have something we need to do and we don't want to do it. So we will grab our phone and scroll so we don't have to think about what we don't want to do. Calling that person, whatever it is. And it's sort of become a habit for most of us. Grab your phone to get away from your thoughts. And another one is overworking. So we don't want to have to deal with our stressful situation. And so we'll just work and work until we can't work anymore. So there's more, but now, Kara, do you have any other ways that you try to manage your stress?
I think I do all of those things. So the stress eating and the scrolling, and I like to overthink it all, and I like to hide. Sometimes am I allowed to talk about good ones?
If you want to, I have a good page in a minute, so why don't you wait for that?
Okay. I definitely think about it over and over and over again until I want to cry, or until I do cry.
All right. So I wrote down overthinking.
But then you are overworking. Oh, the other one said overworking. I also do that. I just work endlessly until there's no room for my thoughts.
Okay. All right. But I do like the overthinking.
Remember all of the super stressful things years later. For instance, well, I could tell you stories, but we don't have to.
I'll ask for your story in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So we do these things in order to get away from our feelings. We don't want to feel the stress. And in the time of this lion chasing us, we would just run and get away from him. And then it kind of burns it away anyway. And so, but we end up not being present to our situation. So this is me. I don't want to deal with that situation, so I'm going to do all these other things and not really deal with the problem. So I'm going to eat, I'm going to overwork, but I'm not going to deal with the problem that is causing me the stress. So I'm just going to hide it and pretend like it's not there. Please go away. So it doesn't really, so in the end, it creates problems because we've tried to medicate ourselves with stress eating, overthinking, overworking, shopping, avoiding. And so we don't ever take care of the problem as it stands. We just hope it will go away. If I ignore it, it will go away. So another page. So, Kara, what are some ways, good ways that you deal with stress?
Okay, well, I had a bad day, and so today I realized, because I had a bad day and I was super stressed out about a meeting that I missed, I realized that what I was doing for stress is typically I'm like, oh, I better go eat a cookie, or I'm gonna spiral forever and not get anything done, or I don't know, all of those things. And I decided, what if Jamie happened to come upstairs and say that our Amazon boxes came and they're clear full of baseballs and mitts, that's what they call them. Yep, sports. And all of those things. And I was like, oh, what if we all went and played baseball instead? So we all went and played baseball for an hour instead of the things that I do that I feel like are more self-destructive. I didn't really head on deal with some of the stuff, but it got a lot of the anxiety out of my body because we just played baseball for an hour.
Okay, so that is very good. So one of the ways I have written down that I wanted to talk about is because stress is really meant to get us moving and run away from the lion. Going for a walk or doing something physical is actually really, really good way to get rid of some stress. We start burning that, burning up some calories or some energy, and it starts working its way out of our body. So this is another way. It's still going for a walk, but then there's a method to it. So I want to teach. So this is called release and increase. And so you go for a walk for 10 minutes or you can do 20, whatever it is. And you can, on your way out, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, however, half of your walk, and you just vent about everything. So you vent about how frustrated you are with the situation. You just let it all out and talk out loud. It's all right if the neighbors think you've gone crazy. So you just let it all out and you release all the stuff about that. And then on the way back, you increase by looking for things you can be grateful for about that situation or about that person or about whatever thing you're working on that you're trying to get rid of. So it's a good way to kind of vomit out all the stuff that's bothering you and then bring yourself back up with the good stuff. So one of my favorite things to do, and it can be done in 10 minutes or 20. Some days that you might need a 30-minute walk. I don't know. You can keep walking till you get rid of the most of you can release most of it, but sometimes 5 minutes isn't going to do it. So whatever works for you. And then number 2 is a breathing exercise. And this breathing exercise is 2 inhales through the nose. But so you're going to breathe in through the nose and almost fill your lungs, and then breathe in through your nose to fill your lungs clear up. So it'd be like, and then let it out. So clear full and then let it out.
So is it 3 breaths?
Well, it's two
3
in,
inhales.
no, two.
You said almost, and then do it again.
Okay, so you breathe in, so you're almost clear full, and then breathe clear up till you are full.
I feel like that's 3.
1, 2.
I got lost in the instructions. It's fine.
This is been researched, and the doctor they're saying this really helps. So yeah, they're saying do it at least 2 to 3 times, and it inflates I don't remember what they're called. The air sacs inside of your lungs, it inflates them really well, and then lets them out with that big long sigh. And it can start to regulate your nervous system. So, okay. So I'm going to tell you what we're doing next week, and then we're going to go on with the activity. Next week, we're going to make cards for what you can do when you need to restore yourself. So stress is on one side and then rest is on the other. We're going to make cards so that when you need to restore, like when you need a break from stress, it's going to be like a little recipe on the back of the card. We'll paint on the front, and on the back will be a little recipe, so you can just keep going to it and using it in the moment until they become habits for you. So look for that. Now, on up here in the corner, we're just going to doodle a little page, and he is saying, okay, so you can tell me anything, and you can write anything else you want, but this is just to remind us that this guy is here, that on this page we can write anything we want to. It doesn't matter because we are going to cross it all out and blacken it. So I want you to think of one thing that is causing you stress and write about it on this page. And then we'll do some painting on that. Are those instructions clear?
Say it again. Let's make sure.
Okay, I just want you to get on this page and write about one thing that is stressing you out. One thing you're angry about, one thing you're frustrated about.
This doesn't have to be a coloring page, right? Just any page.
Well, we're going to color on top of it, but it doesn't matter. But we're going to put black, and we're going to blacken over it. So feel free to write whatever you want and use whatever paper you want.
Okay, I just need to know. I have like a notebook with the things I'd like to keep. Is this a keeping thing or
No.
throwing away thing?
Probably you want to throw it away.
Okay, that changes what I do. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all done.
Oh, good, because I was done too.
Well, look at that.
Okay, so now you're gonna get out. I like black, but use whatever you want. I got black markers. I'm gonna use black paint. Anything that makes marks on the page. I had some charcoal, but I can't find it. So anything that makes marks on the page that you want to use, and whatever colors you want. I like black and brown because they look unhappy. You ready?
No, I didn't. I don't have water. I wasn't prepared. Hang on.
You got markers?
No. Okay, so I'm just supposed to.
That is very
Dedicated.
no, I can't. No, not the word. Resourceful.
All right. Okay, I'm just marking up the page.
Yeah, like you could draw a angry face on it. You could write bad words on it.
I don't want to scribble it all out.
Yeah, let all of your frustrations out.
What is your stress?
But I don't want to talk about it.
Well, we could just pause the video and read it.
So part of my stress is I'm just worried about being dad's gone and I'm in charge of the business.
Fair.
And then I go pick up dad and then I have to, then Tessie's home. And there's stuff I have to get done with that. I just feel stress everywhere.
If it helps, I found a bed. And Tessie can stay here if she would like.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys want her at your house or if you don't care, but either way, there's a bed at my house. There will be today.
All right. I'll ask her. I don't really know. So make faces. I wrote stress all over it. This let yourself go and oh, that didn't work very good. My marker's not working great. Let yourself go and work off some frustrations.
I'm annoyed that this girl, after I missed the thing, I get that I missed it and it was bad. But like, she hasn't replied to any of my messages.
Yeah.
She just reads them and then doesn't say anything. And like, maybe that's fine. Maybe it's a really big deal to some people, but maybe it's like a bigger deal to her or something to miss it. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I guess
I
I'm waiting for
totally
her to tell
agree.
me it's okay.
Yeah. I like the watercolor. It covered it up way good.
Nancy mixes the black and the gold together, and it's really cool. I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna try that, except for now I got black in my gold. Like that.
He makes it like it looks like a sky, when a starry sky. I don't know how he does it so good, but he does. Oh, it does look like a sky. Good job, Nance.
Mine looks like mud.
Well, do you have sparkly gold?
Yeah. But mine is all awfully wet right now, so maybe I should just let it dry. Put some blue in there. All right, I want to see yours when you're done.
I should have on a regular piece of notebook paper because if I'm throwing it away, I'm not using good paper.
Well, and that's a good thing about notebook paper too. It gets all kind of crinkly and stuff, so it might kind of makes it kind of works really well with this.
It's pretty
So-
plastered to my desk.
So we learned 3 things today for helping us with our stress and anxiety. One is the breathing, and you breathe in with one breath, almost to the top, and then you finish it up with the second, and then release it. Let me see, Kara. You gotta talk so you come in big in
It's
my
trippy.
screen. Ooh, I like it.
I don't know why you like it. It's supposed to look like a mess.
I like the gold in it.
See, hands with the gold and the black.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
And then we talked about going for a walk and using the release and increase. So release all the stuff. Say it out loud. If you can't say it out loud, then just whisper under your breath. And then on the way back, do the same with gratitude on the way back. Really powerful. And scribble out your problems and then cover it up with black and no one has to see it. And it's kind of fun. You can even take your paintbrush like this one. I have a stenciler. But you could do this like this. And really have some fun about getting mad at it. So that is it for today.
Okay.
I'm going to stop the recording now, unless you have something to
Thank
say.
you.